Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking closely at a really popular product in the wellness space, Morning Complete. You've probably seen it. It's endorsed by Maggie Q, marketed everywhere as this ultimate wellness drink. It claims to boost your energy, sort out your digestion. So our job today, figure out if it lives up to all that hype. Does the science actually support it, or is it mostly just, well, fancy marketing dust?
Exactly. And we've got the sources lined up, ingredient breakdowns, scientific reviews, what actual customers are saying, and, importantly, how the company operates. The real question for you listening is, how do you separate those big marketing promises from what the product can genuinely deliver?
Okay, let's start with the ingredients because, wow, there are a lot of them. I mean, it's a whole list. Prebiotics, probiotics, a superfood blend, then these things called metabolic blends, adaptogens, antioxidants. It's packed.
It really is. It sounds like they just threw everything potentially beneficial in there. And, some of these things do have science behind them, like probiotics for gut health, absolutely. Green tea extract for metabolism, there's evidence for that. Adaptogens for stress. Yeah, those are legitimate categories.
So on the surface,
Yeah.
it looks good. Great ingredients, scientifically sound
The
concepts.
foundation seems solid.
Right. But here's where it gets tricky. We looked at independent reviews, specifically from registered dietitians, and they raised some major red flags.
And this is the key thing, not just for Morning Complete, but for so many supplements. It's about transparency, or really the lack of it. See, many of those fancy ingredients, they're listed under proprietary blends,
Right.
meaning they don't tell you how much of each ingredient is actually in there. You get the list, but not the dosage. So you, the consumer, have no way of knowing if you're getting an effective amount, a therapeutic dose, or just a tiny sprinkle so they can list it on the label for marketing.
Wait, hang on. So they could be putting in just trace amounts, but be basically homeopathic levels, even though the ingredient itself is valid.
Potentially, yes. That's the problem with proprietary blends. It makes it impossible to judge the actual potency. You're buying the idea of those ingredients, not necessarily their proven effect at a specific dose.
Okay, that makes sense why the user reviews are so, well, all over the place then.
Exactly. Our sources show some people genuinely feel better. More energy, better digestion, they're happy with it. But then you have a significant number saying they felt zero changes, absolutely nothing, even after using it consistently for months. And it's not cheap, right? That's a hefty cost commitment.
Yeah, it really is. And feeling nothing and paying a premium, that's frustrating. But it seems like the frustration doesn't always end there, looking at the business side.
This is where the pattern gets interesting. We looked at complaints filed with the Better Business Bureau, the BBB. And the complaints often aren't even about the product not working. They're about billing issues, about customer service.
The subscription trap.
You got it. Sources mention real difficulty canceling recurring orders, problems getting refunds, basically getting stuck in a subscription you don't want for a product that might not even be working for you.
So you've got questionable effectiveness because of hidden doses and potentially difficult business practices on top of that high price.
It paints a picture, doesn't it?
It certainly does. So bringing it all together, what's the verdict on Morning Complete? Does the Maggie Q endorsement mean anything for quality?
Well, the celebrity endorsement definitely adds credibility, and let's be honest, it fuels a massive marketing budget. But it doesn't guarantee the product is effective at the doses provided. Based on everything, the sources suggest Morning Complete isn't an outright scam. The ingredients listed are actually in there. But it seems significantly overpriced for what you're likely getting, especially with that lack of dosage transparency.
So you could probably find something similar, maybe with clearer dosing, for less money.
Absolutely. There are other greens powders out there that are more transparent about what's inside, often at a much lower price point, without that celebrity markup factored in.
Okay, so the big takeaway here seems to be the individual ingredients might sound good on paper based on science,
Yeah.
but hiding them in proprietary blends and charging a premium makes this a pretty questionable buy.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it leaves you, the listener, with a really important question to think about next time you're looking at any wellness product, not just this one. What should you check first? The ingredient list, to see if the components have scientific backing, or the label, to see if they actually tell you how much of each ingredient you're getting, because they're definitely not the same thing. And knowing the difference could save you quite a bit of money,